To speak of Junkhead is not merely to discuss a film, but to recount a legend of obsession, a decade-long descent into a basement of clay, silicone, and rusted metal where one man, Takahide Hori, conjured a universe out of sheer, stubborn will. In the landscape of modern cinema, where sleek digital perfection is the standard currency, Junkhead arrives like a jagged shard of industrial waste, unpolished, visceral, and pulsing with a strange, bioluminescent life. It is a stop-motion odyssey that feels less like it was directed and more like it was exhumed from the subconscious of a mad god who happens to be a master craftsman. The story begins in a future so distant that the concept of humanity has become a fossilized memory. We find ourselves in a world where mankind has achieved the ultimate hubris, biological immortality. But, as is the way with all Faustian bargains, the cost was total. To live forever, the humans of the surface surrendered their ability to reproduce, and perhaps, their capacity for wonder. They are sterile, stagnant, and slowly dying out despite their eternal lifespans. Meanwhile, deep beneath the earth, in the crushing dark of a subterranean labyrinth, live the Marigans. These were once artificial life forms, biological servants created by humans who eventually rebelled and were driven into the depths. Now, thousands of years later, these Marigans have done what their creators could not. They have evolved. They have found a way to reproduce, to change, and to thrive in the rot. Our protagonist is a scout, a volunteer from the surface who is nothing more than a head inside a robotic suit, sent into the abyss to retrieve a sample of Marigan DNA. He is the last hope of a dying race, a tiny spark of curiosity sent into a furnace of monsters. But Junkhead does not care for the tropes of the epic hero. Almost immediately upon his descent, our scout is blown apart, his mission forgotten, his memory shattered. What follows is a picaresque journey through the various strata of a vertical hell, where the protagonist is rebuilt, rebranded, and renamed by the eccentric inhabitants of the deep. He becomes Parton, a Junkhead, in every sense of the word, a soul inhabiting a succession of increasingly bizarre, patched-together bodies. The brilliance of Hori's vision lies in the sheer, overwhelming detail of this underground ecosystem. This is not a clean, sci-fi dystopia. It is a wet, clanking, grimy world of endless corridors, massive industrial fans, and biological horrors that defy classification. There are creatures that resemble giant, undulating worms with human faces, and predators that lurk in the shadows like nightmare versions of deep-sea fish. Yet, for all its grotesque imagery, Junkhead is unexpectedly, delightfully hilarious. The humor is dry, physical, and often absurd, stemming from the interactions between Parton and the various Marigan factions. The Three Doctors, a trio of masked scavengers who find Parton's head and give him his first body, are a masterclass in character design and comedic timing, despite communicating in a fictional, garbled language that sounds like radio static and bird chirps. We must pause to consider the labor of this creation. Takahide Hori spent 7 years on the initial short film and several more expanding it into this feature-length masterpiece. He was the director, the writer, the sculptor, the animator, and the composer. When you watch Junkhead, you are looking at 140,000 individual photographs. You are looking at the literal fingerprints of the creator left in the clay. There is a weight to stop motion that CGI can never replicate. A tactile reality where every shadow is cast by a real object and every movement carries the stuttering, charming imperfection of the human hand. The junk in the title refers not just to the debris of the world, but to the medium itself, the repurposing of physical matter to create spirit. The film operates on a logic of layers. As Parton descends deeper, the stakes shift from the survival of the human race to the survival of the individual. He works in a factory, he flees from monsters, he helps a village of doll-like creatures, and in doing so, he begins to develop a heart that the immortal humans on the surface likely lost millennia ago. The irony is thick. In the most artificial, mechanical, and mutated place imaginable, we find the most authentic expressions of kindness, bravery, and sacrifice. The Marigans, despite their terrifying appearances, are often more human than the entities that created them. They have culture, they have fear, and they have an anarchic sense of joy. The visual palette of the film is a symphony of ochre, rust, and slate gray, punctuated by the occasional flash of fleshy pink or neon green. It evokes the feeling of a derelict power plant that has been reclaimed by a fungal infection. The sound design complements this perfectly, a cacophony of clanking metal, hissing steam, and the squelch of organic matter. It is an immersive sensory experience that makes the viewer feel the claustrophobia of the tunnels and the vastness of the industrial caverns. There is a sequence involving a giant, multi-legged creature that is both terrifying and oddly majestic, a testament to Hori's ability to find beauty in the monstrous. Beyond the spectacle, Junkhead asks profound questions about identity and evolution. If you replace every part of your body, are you still the same person? If a species can no longer die, has it ceased to truly live? The film suggests that life is defined by its struggle, its messiness, and its inevitable end. The Junkhead is a hero because he is fragile, because he can be broken, and because he keeps moving forward regardless of how many times he has to be glued back together. He is a metaphor for the creative process itself, a cycle of destruction and reconstruction, fueled by a flickering light of purpose in a dark, indifferent world. In the final act, the film leans into its action roots, delivering sequences that are as thrilling as any high-budget blockbuster but with a far more creative edge. The choreography of the stop-motion puppets is fluid yet retains that signature crunch that makes every impact feel significant. By the time the credits roll, you realize you haven't just watched a movie, you've witnessed a singular, uncompromised vision. It is a reminder that cinema does not require a 1,000-person crew or $100 million budget to be grand. It requires a basement, some clay, and a man who refuses to stop until his dreams can walk on their own. Junkhead is a miracle of independent filmmaking. It is a grotesque, beautiful, funny, and deeply moving testament to the power of imagination. It stands as a lighthouse for all the Junkheads of the world, the makers, the dreamers, and the outsiders who find life in the places everyone else has abandoned. To watch it is to be reminded that even in a world made of scrap metal and shadows, there is always room for a little bit of soul.